Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to this webinar today, hosted by DARE Technology and in conjunction with our partners at Jamf. I'm Robert, I'm the Client Relationship Manager who's been sending out all the emails to you to say welcome along to discuss hybrid working in this wonderful day in the world we find ourselves in, and how that can be done with Apple devices, with DARE Services and with Jamf. There will be a Q&A section in the chat, so that's going to be looked at by Michael, who's our technical director. But there will be more opportunity for technical questions towards the end of the webinar as well. So first and foremost, I'll hand over to Jamie from Jamf, who's going to take you through, and then it'll be Jamal after that. So thanks so much. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks for that. So this is the agenda for today, where we'll cover how to enable a remote workforce, our new relationship with work, customer priorities, and how Jamf and DARE can help you succeed with Apple. This is our portfolio. So we have Jamf Connect, which is our authentication and identity management for the Mac. Jamf Protect, it's our endpoint security solution for the Mac. Jamf Now, supporting our small to medium businesses. Jamf School to support our education customer specific needs, and our core product, Jamf Pro, the Apple Enterprise Management Standard. And all of this with the added resources of Jamf Nation, our 100,000 plus user Apple admin community. So enabling a remote workforce. With Apple Business Manager set up, you can ship an Apple device straight from the supplier to your employee's doorstep. The moment they turn on their device, the only thing they have to do is to connect to the Wi-Fi, and device configurations will already be deployed. To streamline the onboarding process, you can determine if you want to push all the apps at once, or let the user know and they can take some time to grab a coffee, for example. Or maybe go for a light version of deploying only the necessary apps and mail so that they can start within minutes and have all other applications available in their own company app portal, which we call self-service. Once this is all deployed and configured, all information will be reported back into Jamf Pro, and IT can grab all the inventory information they need. This goes from battery health to the usage of certain apps and seeing which person is on a certain version, so you can determine who requires an update. They can make sure to lock a device when needed or check in with the user if the user has not been online for more than 72 hours, for example. The list of use cases is endless and will not only help the IT team, but they can support every department within the company. Think of HR, finance, legal, and even sales teams when you can make sure they have all the latest relevant information at hand because they're connected to the right resources from the start. Across the globe, more employees than ever before are now working from home. The benefits of allowing to work from home are well established over decades of research. Employees, by and large, are more productive at home, and they report higher job satisfaction. A remote workforce saves enterprise enormous costs in office expenses and makes a company more competitive. Remote options increase a company's ability to attract and retain the best employees, as well as its ability to have 24 coverage from locations around the world. Statistics show that the work anywhere movement is only just beginning. With the right solutions and workflows in place, you can thrive in thrive in ways that were only imaginable a year ago. Reap the rewards of a recharged and rejuvenated workforce. Hire and retain the best talent, and keep every single Apple device connected, managed, and protected with Jamf. One of the biggest challenges organizations faced when the decision was made to shift workers from offices to homes was the migration needed to enable staff to carry out their best work remotely. IT teams were tasked with finding ways to manage users' devices, identities, and applications whilst remaining compliant and adapting to ever-changing regulations without compromising the end-user experience. Zero-touch deployment is by far the easiest and most efficient way to deploy devices with Jamf Pro and Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. Automatically enroll and configure new devices without requiring hands-on support from IT. Collect user hardware, software, and security device data, or customize inventory specifications with extension attributes, such as the output of a script or the status of a third-party app. Jamf Pro's powerful inventory management capabilities will allow you to keep an eye on user details, hardware, software, and security. To help your team stay connected and protect your organization's culture, Jamf can deploy popular messaging apps like Zoom and Slack seamlessly at scale. With your teams now in touch, Jamf Connect can streamline that experience and provide a smooth identity workflow to connect with your cloud identity provider. Today, executives and IT teams are looking for a solution that can protect corporate data and ensure end user privacy wherever the teams are. Built on Apple's native architecture, Jamf Protect gives you broader visibility and stronger controls that adapt to your environment without compromising your security. Earlier this year, our Jamf Protect team detected that Schlera malware had been able to bypass the macOS gatekeeper, notarization, and file quarantine security technologies. Jamf Protect's behavioral analytics are designed to keep your end users safe and your InfoSec team happy. Here you can see a track record of our same-day support. This ensures end users can take advantage of new Apple capabilities the day that they are available. Some examples of this lately are Big Sur and the new M1 chip support, which we've been able to provide from the day of release. This used to be something very normal to us, but in the last few years, we have seen that many UEM vendors have not been able to offer same-day support, asking their end users to wait with updating their macOS. This means their corporate devices may not be on the latest OS version, which is a security concern on its own. Since we've been able to provide day of release support for over more than 10 years, this is starting to become a USP to Jamf and is something we're proud of and shows why our focus on Apple is needed. At Jamf, we provide the full Apple Enterprise Management Suite, which includes Jamf solutions, our support, additional certified training like the Jamf 200, 300, and 400 professional services, which will be there to help with any customer-specific implementation, and our strong Jamf Nation community with over 100,000 active users who are keen to share their expertise. With currently over 53,000 customers, there is always a customer who previously run into the same question or issue. And with this amazing community, they're always there to help each other out. It's the largest Apple admin community in the world. On top of this, we also work with a number of highly skilled partners across EMEA, such as DARE, to ensure that your customers are set up for success. Over to you, Jamal.
Thanks very much, Jamie, for taking us through some of Jamf's offerings. I'll now just share my screen and take us through some of what we have to offer at DARE. If you could stop sharing, Jamie, I'll get the slides up.
Yep.
So as a partner of Jamf, we're also a gold reseller from Jamf. This is the highest level of reseller available at Jamf's level, and it gives us access to dedicated resources from Jamf. As well as being a reseller, we're also a Jamf integrator. This means we meet Jamf's stringent standards for their onboarding experience to make sure that we've got the best training and the best resources available to get your organization set up with the full suite of Jamf products, as well as get a better understanding of your needs for mobile device management. Now, we don't only partner with Jamf, we're also part of Apple's consultants network. This means around the UK, Apple business teams in store and at a corporate level are recommending our services for any customers of theirs that need mobile device management, as well as some consultancy around Apple solutions. Buying directly from Apple and going through your store's business team is the easiest way to enable yourselves for the DEP program. This is key for a remote workforce as it enables zero-touch deployment workflows we'll cover later. So how can we help you at DARE? The first service we offer is consultation. You'll work with one of our client relationship managers or customer success engineers when you first contact us to get a better understanding of your organization's needs and some of the challenges you're facing. We can take you through extended demos of the full suite of Jamf products, as well as just arrange quick tech chats with some of our engineers like myself if you've got more technical questions you'd like answered. By the end of the consultation, we make sure that we've got a deep understanding of your organization's needs and challenges to make sure that we're offering the best possible solutions. The next service we offer is onboarding. So if you're coming from an unmanaged state or you're working with a different MDM provider, we can go through the entire setup of Jamf with you. Get your server built up to best practices from Jamf. Make sure that any custom workflows, applications, etc. are in place, and then help with your migration as well from your old MDM. So if you're unmanaged at the moment or with another provider, we're able to get you set up from scratch and ready to enroll. Our last service is support. So with one of our onboardings, you receive some support afterwards, but we've also got ongoing options as well. Now we can fully tailor the support needs to your business. If it's just a little resource for your internal team to ask some Jamf specific questions, or if you'd like your full Jamf and Mac estate managed, we've got options for both of those. So let's discuss some of the hybrid working challenges that our clients have faced since the pandemics began. The first is definitely remote onboarding. In most typical workflows, IT would have to set up a device for a new user and hand that over in the office. With everyone being distributed globally now, that's no longer an option. You can't rely on IT staff setting up devices and then shipping them. You need a way to be able to send a device straight to the end user and make sure that it's not only managed, but it's secured as well. With a combination of the DEP program from Apple, Jamf Pro, Jamf Connect, and Jamf Protect, it makes sure that deploying, managing, and securing your Macs is a zero-touch deployment. The next challenge is supporting users. Without sitting in the same room as them and without having some detailed information about their devices, it can make providing support quite challenging, especially if you're coming from an unmanaged estate. If you don't have a single set of settings, a single set of applications deployed, you're not necessarily sure how your users have changed their Macs. With Jamf, pulling through a huge amount of inventory information about the Macs, it gives you some of the insight you need to be able to provide support to remote users without having to get their devices into your hands. One of the big challenges is application updates. We've all been forced to start using Zoom, Teams, new collaboration tools, etc. And application updates are a big part of that. Most of them have built-in methods for updating themselves, but that can easily be circumvented by users if you're not managing your devices. We at DARE offer something I'll speak a little bit more about later called DARE Update. That takes patching to the next level by being able to enforce application updates through an entire library of apps, and it also provides a lot of reporting as well. The final one's device compliance. So as more and more people are at home, we're finding some of our clients that work with third parties are now being asked to get certified. If you're in an unmanaged estate, that can be particularly difficult to get to your compliance, as you don't have any visibility over the devices in your estate. You're also not necessarily sure how to enforce the requirements for your certification. Jamf Protect's a great example of a Jamf product that can help with this. Some of the analytics dashboards are designed for CIS benchmarking. So if you're going for them, you've got instant visibility on how you're meeting the certification requirements and what you've still got to work on as well. So looking at remote user onboarding, the first step is Apple Business Manager. That brings all your devices purchased through Apple and through your participating resellers of hardware into one portal that makes sure when a new device is turned on and ready to set up, it's automatically assigned to your Jamf Pro instance, making sure that when a device is sent directly to an end user, they've got no option but to bring it into your Jamf Pro estate. The next step of the onboarding process is getting logged in. Jamf Connect is the best way to make sure that your new starter isn't bombarded with 50 different passwords from day one. You can tie the macOS sign-in experience to your cloud identity provider to make sure that one password is sent out and one password is used from everything from logging into their Macs to getting logged into the most common applications you use. You can also make sure that any passwords are updated on the Mac, will automatically sync through to your Azure Okta instances to make sure that one password stays one password. Designing a solid onboarding workflow to push devices out over the air is easy when you've got the full suite of Jamf products and some of the services we offer as well. With your onboarding, we can help make sure that from day one, we've got an understanding of exactly what you'd like your remote onboarding experience to be, and we can help build that out with the right Jamf products and the right workflows in place. The next challenge was supporting users anywhere. With companies moving to having people in every country, it gets challenging if you don't have the right support services in place. With Jamf, you've got access at a root level to everyone's Macs, and you can also make sure that your standard settings, restrictions, configurations are all pushed out and that everyone's in compliance. So that makes managing your devices a lot easier. There's a new team viewer integration with Jamf Pro now as well. So from Jamf Pro, you can do the majority of your Mac management workflow. A great tool to help your users is self-service from Jamf. This allows you to add in software, scripts, different workflows that's as easy as a click from your users. It really empowers them to take control of a lot of the issues they're having with their Macs. If you don't want to distribute, say, admin rights to everyone, but you want to make sure people have the option to download a piece of approved software, you can add it into self-service, and it's a totally seamless experience for your end users. I think empowering the end users to deal with a lot of their IT issues themselves can massively reduce any issues you're having with management of remote devices. Again, you've got your team viewer integration now as well, so your screen sharing no longer has to be another part of the support process. Right from Jamf, you can jump in, start a remote sharing session, and you've got all the inventory information about the Mac right there in front of you. You've got to remember as well that just because you're enrolled in an MDM doesn't necessarily mean your device is secure. You've got to make sure that the right workflows, the right restrictions, and the right security products are in place to make sure that just because it's managed, it's also secure. Talking about security, application compliance is becoming a big stopping point for a lot of clients with their certifications. So self-service, again, is a great way of having a permitted list of software. You can make sure that any applications you need your users to have access to, they're able to download it themselves and get it installed without necessarily having to distribute admin permissions. Jamf also has a restricted software part of Jamf Pro, which allows you to block specific apps. So if you know you don't want your users accessing certain applications, you can enforce that through Jamf, and you've got peace of mind that anyone that tries to run the software isn't going to be able to, and you get reporting on that as well, so you can keep an eye on compliance. We've got DARE Update, like I mentioned previously. So this is a custom solution we've built out to try and make application patching as seamless as possible. We've got quite a large catalog of applications and can onboard new applications should you wish to go with the product. DARE Update gives the users the ability to patch on their own schedule to minimize disruption while still enforcing company standards for patching. So your users have got an opportunity to update when it's convenient for them, but you know that they are going to be updated once your criteria hits, so you don't have any drastically old application versions out there. Part of DARE Update ties into the self-service store as well. So you users don't have another screen or another application they've got to open to pull down any DARE Update applications that you've got deployed to your users. They can go into the self-service store, and to them, it's just downloading another piece of software, even though in the background it's coming down from DARE update and any patching's being enforced. Jamf Patch Management built into Jamf Pro is also a great tool for reporting on compliance, making sure that you've got visibility of which applications are installed on your end users' Macs and which versions are out there as well, so that if your security teams or if yourself become aware of any patch issues that need to be pushed out, you've got that oversight there. Again, talking about security, Jamf Protect utilizes Apple's built-in security frameworks. It's one of the only security products to do this, so you know that you're taking advantage of Apple's own tools while also making sure that any threats are blocked, security events are logged, and you've got that, like Jamie was speaking about, day one support as well, so you don't have to wait for your security software to catch up with Apple or to catch up with updates in your organization. The logging that's provided by Jamf Protect, this can be tied into tools like Splunk. So if you'd like to leverage some of the security data, create your own custom reporting, or even run trend analysis, you've got the information there and in the tools you need to get any reporting done. Jamf Pro and Protect are linked, so you can have remediation policies in Pro run when certain criteria are met in Protect. So if you've got somewhere running adware or malware, you can easily link through to Jamf Pro and kick their devices off of your network. You can lock them down and you can push the right alerts to your IT staff as well, so that the right actions can be taken as soon as a threat's detected. And again, there's a 0-day support for security needs as well. Taking advantage of Apple's own tools means that Jamf isn't catching up, that they're always there working with Apple to make sure the latest updates are supported from day one. So what happens next? If you're interested in anything that's been discussed, or if you'd like to have a look at some of the products offered, you can reach out to us at hello@dare.tech. You can also visit our website, just dare.tech. We've got an overview of some of the services we offer, some of the clients we work with. And if you're interested in getting a demo of any of the Jamf products, any of our services, or even just like a quick tech chat with one of our engineers, there's a link in the center of the screen there that'll allow you to just book something straight away that meets any of your time. So thank you for sitting with us through this presentation. And now we're just going to go to a quick Q&A session. So if anyone's got any questions about anything for Jamf that Jamie can answer, anything from the DARE side of the webinar as well, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you again for joining us.